Seems like every day I look on the internet and I see somebody asking about what to look for on an Astro van. Well, rust is the biggest killer on these things. They were not made to last. GM never wanted anything to last. You never buy another car. So these things, in a lot of ways, are poorly engineered, just like most car manufacturers did. They'll rust away and that'll kill them, and that's why most of them are in the wrecking yard. The one thing you're going to hear is the core support. And it occurred to me, a lot of people who don't know anything about an Astro van may not even know what the core support is. So I figured I'd do a quick video and show you. The core support is essentially the entire front end, all the way across here. Right here, all the way down and across and back up. All of this supports your radiator, and the body bolts to the frame right under these plates. So once it starts rusting there, the whole front can sag. You've basically lost the integrity of the front of the vehicle. If it's real bad, you either have to have the whole thing cut out and welded in a new one, or your vehicle goes to the junkyard. So how can you tell? Well, with the grill on and everything, it's hard to see in there, but the easiest way is to come over here to the side and look underneath the tire, back up underneath the bumper. I don't have the front bumper cover on, but right here is the body mount. Now mine has a lift in it, but this is where we're talking about, right here. And if it's all rusted out in here or rusty really bad in here, I would give some real thought to forgetting about that vehicle. It's not an easy fix. Now, if you don't have one of these, this is a good buy. This is an endoscope. You can get them off of eBay or Amazon for about 35 bucks. Basically, it's a camera, and I have this camera down inside here to see what's going on. This is part of my every 4 or 5 year check on things. And in the camera, you can see that bolt right there. That is the body mount bolt coming up through. You can see there's not really hardly any rust down there, and if it looks soupy, it's because I have sprayed the inside of all the frame rails and the core support with LPS 3. Okay, this is LPS 3 right here. It's a great product, not cheap. You can put it in a pump sprayer like this and get it in there and just hose the living crap out of the inside of it. It will drip out all over the place, make a big mess, so don't do it in the driveway where you care. Obviously, I didn't think about that. But that will stop the rust and keep it from rusting again. It's a waxy type material. It'll soak into the metal. Well worth doing. I do inside all my rockers. I do inside the core support. And I can use the camera to take a look and make sure things are still working after about 4 or 5 years. I also undercoat the whole vehicle, which I have done to this one. I just gave it a second round. I should have been prepared for this, but I use this stuff. It's undercoating in a can. It's a wax material. A lot of DOTs around the country use it, especially in the salt areas. Really good stuff. You can find it on the internet. Anyway, it's not cheap. Usually I buy a case of 12 will do your vehicle. Is very nasty stuff, so you want to wear a respirator and make sure the underside of the van's real clean before you get under there and start spraying. I would not be spraying that inside any of your rockers. That's where LPS 3 with a pump sprayer works, but this undercoating in a can is great for everywhere else. Other places rust can kill you on these vans is in the back, in the very back of the van, and I'm not going to crawl under there to show you, but the leaf spring mounts in the front and the back of the leaf spring, there's like pockets up in there. And if they rust to heck, your leaf spring mounts are no good, and then your van's going to the junkyard. You could crawl under a van and pretty much see that if you're looking at any vans to buy. That wouldn't be too hard to do. I will finish this out with just a comment that, you know, these are old vehicles. They're not in great shape after 20 years, and so, you know, if you're going to get into one of these, don't go in thinking you're going to just buy it and throw a lift kit on it and throw a four-wheel drive thing in it and everything's going to be happy, because it ain't going to be. You're going to dump money in these things like crazy. But if you have to dump 10 grand into one, it's cheaper than going out and buying another vehicle. The platform is awesome. It's unfortunately the manufacturers only cared about making money and selling them than making them to where they would last a long time. But if you're diligent, and especially if you can do your own work, you can keep these things running for a very, very long time. I wouldn't trade mine for anything, and I'm always looking to see if I see something really cool, but in years I haven't. This thing suits all my purposes, for camping, for everything. But it won't last me another 5 years if I don't do things like I'm doing right here every once in a while, just to make sure it's not starting to rust away. Hope this video helps everybody, or somebody, or anybody. Thank you for watching.